Hello everyone. One of my friends asked me to record video about French defense. He also asked me to maybe to choose games with Alekhine Alexander, and that is my favorite champion of the world. And I read in my childhood all the books, I watched all his games which I could find. I had two books with his games, and unfortunately I didn't have third book. I wanted to find it and I wanted to watch it. In modern time I can watch all his game without any problems, but in my childhood to find all the books wasn't easy. Like now we can open internet, etc. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your interest to grow in chess. Today we will watch games of Alekhine Alexander, and we will learn French defense a little bit. That is my favorite champion of the world, and that is my favorite opening for the black. e4, e6, French defense. d4, d5, e5. So we need to start learn French defense from these variations. White take a space, but black plan to attack the chain. Yes, like they want to exploit c5, the chain, and f6, and create weaknesses on this. After they exchange pawns like c5, c3, takes, they plan to attack d4 pawn, like knight c6, knight h6, knight f5, queen b6, something like that. Just example. But white have the space, and they can attack the king. It seems very dangerous. So here is very sharp positions. After that, c5, black immediately start attack the center, and that is absolutely okay. Don't develop pieces, but attack the center, because center is closed. Now it's more important to attack the center. Queen g4 it's interesting variation, and it seems like black or white break equilibrium. They move the queen, and first, yes, they don't develop pieces, they don't control the center, they move the queen, and like they break equilibrium, and like they simply do bad move. But this move is not so bad, because they queen from g4 attack g7 pawn, and black cannot develop their bishop, and after that they plan develop their knight f3, and continue as common develop their bishop d3, and with queen on g4. Yes, if they first play knight f3, queen on g4 already on the king side, and it's very important. Black pieces not easy can attack the queen. Yes, they not easy can attack the queen. Like knight cannot attack from the square f6, knight h6 cannot attack there is bishop, and in this position queen feels quite good. So Alekhine replied knight c6, and it seems very good move. Put pressure d4 square, and develop piece. Absolutely right from traditional chess understanding. There is nothing wrong, yes, but oftenly if one, it's like it's old chess principle, yes, classic chess principle. If one player break equilibrium, another player can punish it with breaking equilibrium also. So white develop their queen first, and here is the best move for the black, queen a5 and after that position will be equal. Yeah, So white break equilibrium with queen g4 and counter play with queen e5. The idea is if bishop d2, yes, queen b6, and now under attack pawn b2 and pawn d4. And if c3, yes, knight cannot move to c3 already, and after c takes d, yes, it's also very good positions for the black. Yes, they also develop their pieces. I don't want to show you all variations now, yes, but knight e5 is the best move. Yes, some also one of ideas black can move f5 and attack the queen. Just briefly show you, because if you know, you no need to learn a lot of theory here, a lot of different variations. If you know there is the best move queen e5, you can save a lot of time. Okay, knight c6, absolutely normal move. Knight f3, knight e7. Sorry, in these positions black wants to attack d4 pawn, and white wants to attack the king, like bishop d3, maybe sacrifice d pawn and develop the pieces. Maybe after that take pawn back, like knight d2, knight b3, knight d4. Sometimes they can move h4, h5, bishop d3 and attack. Both here play very sharp game. So white will attack the king, black will attack the center, and also don't allow white to attack and create counterplay in the queen side and in the center. So let us watch this game, because classic games is very powerful. We can get a lot of understanding. c3. Sorry, again, the player moves itself. I didn't want it, yes, just because it's so not yet. I'm working from the tablet, so there will be troubles like this. Sometimes we need to accept. c3. c3 is okay idea to protect the pawn, make a chain powerful. Another idea is sacrifice this pawn on d4 and do not play c3. But here, anyhow, black will put more pressure with knight f5, queen b6, and they will push c3 for the white, because white okay if d pawn say take if black takes cd, yes, yes, if blacks take cd, they are okay with that, because they can sacrifice this pawn and wait and maybe take back on d4 square. But if piece will take like knight e5 and knight d4, they cannot sacrifice this pawn like this, of course. Okay, c3. That's also okay. Another variation is bishop d3. Prepare maybe knight f5, maybe somehow bishop f5, or anyhow c3. Okay, knight f5, put more pressure on d4 pawn. In French defense, main idea for the black is attack d4 pawn, like they plan c takes d, c takes d, and queen b6. Bishop d3, c takes d, castle. That's also normal, absolutely. White sacrifice pawn here, and they want to develop their pieces quicker, and also they want to have d4 square for their pieces. In case they take cd, black will put pressure on the square, but if they don't take, an example, dc, knight c3, potentially white can bring their piece on d4 square, like knight b5, maybe somewhere bishop f5, queen goes somewhere and occupy d4 square. It will be very good position, because d4 square is very important in French defense for the white. Bishop d7, sorry, again, she did not take pawn immediately. It's okay also. Black okay with position after c takes d and queen b6. dc. Now Alekhine decided to take this pawn. That's also okay. Knight c3. White have white has good compensation. Yes, they have threats, common threat like knight d5, and after ed, bishop takes f5. Yeah, so Alekhine, I guess, protect himself from this threat. And but we can block squares like square g7, f6, e7 now weaker. That is good achievement for the white. They continue attack on block squares, bishop g5, bishop e7, and now d6 square also sometimes is weak, like white can move bishop, knight b5, some would take knight f5. I not mean exact here, but just idea. Some would take knight f5 and put the knight to d6. That's also common idea for the white and French defense. We always need to calculate it. We need to know what our opponent wants and prevent it. Queen f4. Maybe better h4 to protect the bishop, because after h4 block cannot take bishop g5 just simply because of hg. Yes, and that's not what black wants to get. Yes, and after queen f4 still black can take bishop g5. So maybe slightly better h4 for white here, and after that maybe if they want they can play knight b5, or they can, yes, main idea knight b5. Queen f4 also okay, but there wasn't threat right now. Maybe h5, but h5 also okay. Over protection, so I guess h4 was better from my understanding. Maybe now, maybe queen f4 with idea knight f5, or bishop f5, sorry. Bishop f5 after gf, that is all this idea with knight b5, or somewhere even knight d5 open the lines, but yeah, and knight b5 is also very good for the white. So, but if immediately knight f5, there is no threat knight f5 because of bishop f5. There wasn't threat bishop f5 because black could take and attack the queen. Yes, and now also threats somewhere g4. So maybe queen f4 it makes sense. But okay, sorry again. Oh my god. Okay, let's just come back to this position. Bishop g5, queen f4, and Alekhine did not start to use tactic like yes, he needs to protect many. In this situation, white threat g4, they threat knight b5, they want to simply improve their position with h4. Yes, maybe somewhere they can bring their rook to d1, and all that idea with knight e4 somewhere arises. So bishop f5 with knight d5 sacrifice. So he needs to do something right now, and he of course found the good idea for the white threat. For the black trade pieces, he has pawn in advance and an advantage, and of course trading pieces is a good idea. Knight d4, and if knight d4, bishop g5. Oh, sorry, knight d4. So trading pieces is very good for the black. Bishop f6 answered white with all this tactics idea. If bishop f6, ef, an example, queen f6, knight d5, and use the pin. I will show like queen f6, knight d5, and use the pin to attack the black. Black of course need to trade pieces because they are in dangers on the attack. G takes f. Oh, sorry, again it come quicker than I wanted, because when I click point it can be misclick. It's not easy to work from the tablet. The buttons is small. GF, but that's already amazing. I have tablet. Yeah. He takes with GF. He did not take Queen F3. I just think is not enough to take Queen F3 because maybe after that Black can simply play Bishop F6 and make a castle, an example, and there is not enough potential to attack. But let us calculate. Yes, Queen F3. Queen F3 seems better. Yes, we don't want to. Yes, Queen F3 seems better. We don't want to worsen our pawn structure, and we want to have threat G4 always to push out knight from F5. Maybe White has some particular idea, but I prefer, of course, Queen F3. And if Bishop F6, EF with straight Knight D5, all right for White. They have compensation. An example, castle. Maybe he was afraid this idea, but here is Bishop F5 simply, and they cannot take GF, Queen G3, so they need to take EF and Knight D5, and White is much better. Yes, I think GF was mistake, so from my point of view. Yes, of course need to take with the queen, and maybe here he plans to play Rook G8, but here also Bishop. After Rook G8 is also okay for White. They can play an example G4, push out the knight, or they can play Knight B5 also as an option. So I feel much better with Queen F3. Okay, they play GF. Yes, now they don't have G4 move, and they pawn structure worsen. Rook G8. Okay, King H1. With the idea to have threat Bishop F5, Bishop C6, and that is already very dangerous for the White, because this bishop on one diagonal with the king, and that can create a lot of amazing combinations. Bishop F5, that's seems like suicide, because now White open G line, and with this diagonal Black simply push D4. So GF is bad move. King H1 somehow is also bad move, because allow Bishop to stay one diagonal, so it's not good. And Bishop F5 is like suicide move. Maybe they White thought they can attack on G line, but it's not real. Yes, Bishop F5, G takes F, Bishop takes E7. It doesn't make any sense, because now Black simply can make a long castle, and they simply have winning position. So if White wants to play this position, they need to have the knight on d4, or they need to attack on g1. Like Rook g1 was the best option. If there is no Rook g1, there are no meaning to play this position for White. Yeah, but after Rook g1, Rook g6, and maybe there is nothing. Yeah. Yes. rook g1, simply rook g6. After rook g6, hg, and threat bishop f6, so white don't have anything here already. Okay, bishop e7, queen e7, knight e2 with idea knight d4, of course, and put the knight on d4 square. That is very important position for those who don't play much, did not play French defense. They need to understand here. So you can take a pause and think how should black move here. Okay, I hope you took a pause. And now if yes, if white will take d4 square, the position is amazing. They can often sacrifice this pawn just to get this d4 square. If knight will place on d4, they can double rook or even create a lurking gun on c line, and they have good game like knight d4, rook c1, rook c3, rook c1, and they can attack on c line, and they have good game. So it's important to play for the black here d4 immediately. Sacrifice this pawn but keep their bishop active, and white don't have d4 square like for post for their knight, because if there is no pawn d5, black can attack knight on d4, but if there is pawn d5, black cannot attack knight on d4, so white knight on d4 will stay forever. d4, of course, sacrifice this pawn. That is very good. That is very good to see classic games, because we can see situations like this. In modern games, of course, everyone understand it. It won't arise. But if you don't know classic games like the black need to play d4 here, you don't know really what do you want to get for white and for the black in these positions. d4, knight d4, and Alekhine play queen b4. Very good move with threat. With which threat? I'm asking you. So you can take a pass and think what do black wants to play here. What is their threat? They pinned the queen. Okay, I hope you took a pass and you found the move queen d4, and after queen d4, bishop f3, checkmate. Rook g1, trade the rooks, but simply one castle, and white in trouble here. Takes, long castle. Rook d1, but everything is pinned now. Rook is pinned and queen is pinned. After that, you can think in this position for the black, how do you want to continue attack. But I guess there is simply can take the pawn on b2. Yes, rook d2. Yeah, and you can take a pass and think for the black, how do you want to continue here. And rook d4, jump tararam. So after queen d4, bishop f3, king. Okay, let us see. You can calculate by yourself also. King g1, queen c1, rook d1, queen g5 from another side, and I think black will win here. King f1, queen g2, queen g1, and queen d1 here. Okay. Another option is also not good for white, so they took rook d4, and after simple queen f2, finished. Yes, because double trapped queen f1 and bishop f3, they will win. It's unavoidable. Okay, take another classic good game. I took 6 games today, and we spent 20 minutes to see one. Okay, Nimzovich against Alekhine, very good game. A lot of power in this game because that is two powerful classic grandmasters with deep understanding in chess. Again, French defense. Oh, sorry. Again, DC played Nimzovich with idea to occupy square d4 with his pieces. That is also very interesting idea for white. Knight c6, knight f3, bishop c5, bishop d3, knight e7. Black prepared attack pawn e5 with their pieces, but white prepared to occupy square d4 like knight d2, knight b3, and put their knight on d4 square. Castle, knight g6, rook e1, bishop d7, both of them develop pieces, c3, with idea knight d2, knight b3, knight d4. That is good. Also, idea b4 is quite dangerous for the black. Before, sometimes before b5 and knight can easy to stay on d4 square. Bishop b6. That's a good move because prepare to face b4 and prepare to prophylactic move. White could move b4 and white could move knight d4, knight b3. So anyhow, need to move bishop back, knight a3. Good move because we stretch sometimes knight b5, we stretch c4, and also move to d4 square, knight from another side, knight c2, knight d4. a6, prophylactic move, don't allow knight b5, prepare bishop c7 and attack e5 pawn, maybe bishop c7, queen b8 also, knight c2, bishop c7, knight d6, and here is very important moment. The black or white gave up the bishop, their bishop, but they have d4 square. It's very powerful for the white. If they achieve it, they got the square. Is very important. Automatic answer here for the black is h take g pawns. We need to move our pawns to the center. Yes, and we need to open h line. That is so obvious. Move hg here. Like usually black will not even calculate another options, like we need to open h line and we need to yes, move pawns to the center. But what will happen after that? If we open h line, yes, and after that, where we want to put our king? If we open h line, we want to keep our rook on h8, we don't want to castle. But if we keep our king in the center, it's no good. We cannot harmonize our rooks and combine them together like after castle. And our king in the center still not perfect. If we make a long castle, we also will be dangerous. Like white easy can attack our king. So here is amazing idea for the black. Yes, that is really amazing idea, which just take fg, yes, and what will happen after that? After that, black easy can make a short castle, yes, and use half opened light f for attack. An example, rook f5, attack e5 pawn, and after they also have all this idea with g5, g4, and put more pressure. Push out the knight. Maybe rook f5 not the idea because white still occupied square d4, but it's easy to solve now the problems with the king. King after fg and short castle, king flew amazingly in short castle. Rook amazingly flew on f8 on f line, and we also have counterplay with h6 g5. So that's a very good idea, and this game deserves to be watched even just for this idea. So, but Alekhine decided to take hg, and so for me also hg is automatic move. I even did not consider fg before I watched this game. Hg, okay. Bishop f4, everything okay to protect e5 pawn, also protect h2 in cases black can attack it, and knight d4. So if you play French defense for the black, you need to understand very well what white wants to do, and they want to occupy d4 square. If they occupy d4 square, they better. So white is better in this position, and you should not allow to manifest them this idea. For the black, you should avoid these types of positions where white manifest their knight on d4 square. Rook c8. Black don't want to castle in. Yes, they don't want to do long castle, but also don't want to do short castle. So they decided to leave the king in the center. Queen d3, bishop b4, put more pressure on d4 square, maybe prepare some ideas like trade pieces on d4 and activate bishop through b5. Knight c6, rook c6, bishop e3, trade these bishops, and in this position, if black can trade bishops and save just their knight against bishop, white square bishop, they will much better, because all the pawns on the white squares, and these positions will be amazing for the white. Queen d8, bishop. So somehow black could activate their queen on the better position. Knight d4, but white have d square. That's very good achievement, and they play knight against bishop. It's very good. b3 push out the rook, but create weaknesses on c3 square. But it's easy to protect now. Rook c8, rook e3, rook h5. It's okay to attack e5 pawn and maybe prepare the castle with king d8, king c7, king b8. In case white attack with f4, g4, f5, the black need to move king to the queen side. Rook e1. Prepare somehow f4, f5 maybe. Queen f5. Queen d2, protect pawn a2. Queen a3. h3, prophylactic move. Queen e7. g4. It's already quite dangerous, because all the opening with f4, open game with f4, f5 is good for the black. It's also dangerous for the black, but it's also dangerous for the white. If they open f4, f5, and black can move king d8, king c7, king b8, all these openings will be quite okay for the black, and they can solve problem with this bishop. So white needs simply to trade bishops and get somehow ending bishop, knight against bishop, and I think they will be able to win this ending. So this idea with g4, f4 is evaluated a little bit wrong, because king can move to the side. King d8, king c7, f5, takes, and here is black already have contraplay. Queen h4, queen g3, queen h6, rook f1, but king very safe now, and open game is very good for the white, because or for the black, because they have bishop against knight. So closing games is very good for the white, because they have knight against bishop and they have d4 square, so it's okay. Queen f4, white decided to trade their queens because now quite they in dangerous now. Queen h6, rook h6, knight f5, and black decided to trade here knight, this dangerous knight, because this knight on d4 square block d5 pawn is very powerful, so rook g6, king h2, and bishop f5, it will be draw. Now d4. Finally, with combination for a little tactic from the black. It's very important principle in games. Activity in rook endgames much more important than pawn. Often we sacrifice the pawn to get active rooks. Yes, black sacrifice here pawn to get active rooks, and they easy can manage draw. Very easy. d4, cd, rook c2, king h1, rook c1, and it was draw. Yes, like rook, black has prepared to check, and they decided a little bit play more, but with idea to manage a draw from another side. Rook g2, after king f1, rook a2. It also will be draw. Okay, good game, good classic game to understand some principles. Move to another game. Okay, Capablanca against Alekhine is also very good game because two powerful, two champions of the world, and they have deep understanding in chess, and we will see something classic, something good for sure. Bishop b4, e takes exchange variation. It's almost all the time we'll finish with draw. Knight d3, knight c6, attack d4 pawn, and here oftenly black play knight e7, bishop f5, queen d7, and long castle to make game sharper. Knight e7, castle, bishop f5. Very good move, very good idea for the black. Look, now black pawn on d5, maybe they will also put pawn on c6. So it's very important to trade white square bishop for the black, and for the white is very important to trade black square bishop. Because in ending simply need to keep bishop which opposite with the pawn's cover. Yeah, like if our pawns on d5, our pawns on the white cover, we need to trade white square bishops and save black square bishops. And if for the black pawns on black squares, white need to trade black square bishops, yes, and save white square bishops. That is common idea for these positions. So, and black could successfully manifest it. Queen d3, attack the knight, queen d7, protect the knight, knight d1. That's simply to trade knights also, and with pawn c3 maybe protect pawn d4 more and prepare attack on the queen side with b4. When b4 h4 a4 a5 when black will do long castle, but they do short. Yes, in this position, queen d3, oh, knight e3, bishop e3, rook e8. So here is open line, open e line, and we need to bring our pieces on this open line, like rook e6, rook e8, rook e7, and queen e8 to build Alekhine gun. Today we will see two games with Alekhine gun. It's very interesting. Bishop d, knight f4, bishop d6. Maybe with idea to trade the bishops and play bishop against knight, and knight is better because white has black square bishop, and this bishop on the same color their pawns, and also we expect we will trade rooks on the e line, and queen and knight is better than queen and bishop, but an example rook and bishop is better than rook and knight. Yes, so that's a good idea for the black get ending with queen and knight against queen and bishop, because knight and queen are better in attack than knight and bishop. Remember it, this principle. Rook e1, knight b4, queen b3. I think here should be tactic, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to move to b4 square. Knight f5 attacking c2 pawn, rook c1, and you can take a pause and think how to play for the black here. Knight c2. Yes, well, already have tactic, and because of weak back rank, queen c2, and what is better for the black? Do you see the best move? Yes, queen f4 is better than take with the bishop. Now black threatening queen h2 also. g3, queen f5, rook e2, double rook on opened e line, but black will do the same. b6, protect the pawn, queen b5, and h5. h5 is common idea when you see white has a weak white square, like they don't have white square bishops and they move g3. That's very common idea for the black attack with h5, h4, h3 pawn. That's classic idea. If you didn't know it, catch it. Yes, you need to know these ideas. h4, rook e4, double rooks, bishop d2. Need to trade the rooks, otherwise there is no chance. If black simply can play rook e8, double rooks, and put more pressure with queen f3, for sure they will win. There will be some tactics like another rook e6 and rook h4 after that, an example, or something like that. Yes, so need to try to trade bishop, but yes, the white don't grasp the pawn here. They want to make game sharper, because remember this principle. Yes, for the white, they have losing position. They will lose this position for sure. Yes, and if you have any chance, yes, any chance to make position sharper, even if you sacrifice pawn or even if you sacrifice two pawns, yes, you need to make position sharper. Here is engine often don't agree with this idea, because engine play in GTO model like plays. Engine don't think we can do mistakes. Engine just calculate the best options for all. So, and the engine not always will sharpen, make position sharper. But for us human beings, if we have losing position, yes, it doesn't matter for us how engine will evaluate. We have -2 pawns, -3 pawns, or even -4 pawns. Yes, if we can sharpen position, is much better for us. So always yes, sharpen the position if you have losing game. Okay, rook d4, bishop c3, rook d3, bishop e5, rook d8, bishop d6, rook d6, and yes, white sacrificed their pawn, but they could activate their rooks and attack. Queen f3, rook h5, already with some tactic like get pawn back and queen d3, queen h5, rook e8, queen h7, queen d3, queen g6. If white don't sacrifice the pawn, they don't have this chance to be active like this. And if they don't sacrifice pawn, Black cannot make any mistake. Queen d1, sorry, rook e6. Trade the pieces if you have advantages. Just remember to trade the pieces. Like now, queen g6, trade the pieces. Queen d1, rook e6, trade the pieces. Yes, rook a8. Here is under attack to pawn d5 and d7, but I'm sure Alekhine well knew that his two pawns will be under attack. But here is another principle, very important principle in many endings, like especially rook's endings and rooks and queen endings. Here, activity more important than the pawn. So we can easily trade or exchange our advantages, like material advantages, to the positional advantages, like get more activity. Or opposite with that, we have positional advantages and we turn it into the material advantages. So here he just decided to turn his material advantages to positional advantages. Rook e5, rook a7. On the a7, rook is a little bit passive and it cannot protect the king, and now king and rook, or queen and rook, start to attack the king. Black has E line, they have D passed pawn, and usually that's common situation with D passed pawn, combine D passed pawn and attack on the king. So now we will see classic manifestation of that. C5. Okay, it's a little bit turn back rook to their game, but after d4, black has a very powerful protected passed pawn that is very strong. Queen e6 attack on e line, and attack, that is double attack, attack rook and attack the queen, like queen in one. But remember this situation when you face double attack. Yes, how can you come out of double attack? By attacking equal or more powerful piece. Now to come out of double attack, white attack the queen. It's simple in this position, but if you understand this principle, you can calculate and find some save your games quicker, especially if you have a very short time. G6, rook d8. Remember, you need to put your rook behind the pawn. Like this is much better to block the pawn when you if you comparing with keeping your rook front of the pawn. If you keep your rook front of the pawn, it's too passive, and if you put behind, like Jose Raul Capablanca is doing, your rook is easier, can block the pawn, and is also can attack. It's much more powerful. D4, A4, protect a pawn and block the pawns, chain pawns, like b5, c4 is also very powerful. Rook e1, king g2, queen c6, attack the king. Of course, black want to create weaknesses in pawn structure. Yes, if white must move h3, f3, otherwise their king is in big dangers. And if you have opportunity to push your opponent, move pawns more from their king, you should do that. It's very important. F3, rook e3, queen d1, queen a6. Activity is more important than the pawn. You see, now is equal pawns, yes, but black has winning position. Because they choose activity, they did not grasp pawn. It's very important to understand it. You can improve your game much more if you understand how to exchange material advantages to positional advantages, and how to exchange positional advantages to material advantages. That is amazing, because there's principles we can understand from the classic games. Rook e2, king h3, queen e3, queen h1, queen f4. It's all Zugzwanki, yes, and black has threat like rook f2 also, h5, rook f2, and yes, in this position, third champion of the world, Jose Raul Capablanca resign. Yes, because no real protection against rook f3. Okay, we can watch another game. It's okay. Game list. Sorry, game list. Okay. We have another game with Alekhine and in French defense. d5. As exchange variations, as almost all the time we finish with the draw if opponents understand what to do. It's very difficult to win in this position, but Alekhine will try. Queen h4. A very good move, very active move. Don't allow white to play bishop f4 and don't allow them to do castle. So remember, you need here is queen will not be attacked by piece of the opponent. If you remember opening principles, you should not put your queen, move your queen from the beginning. But here, queen cannot be under attack, and also queen don't allow white to develop their pieces easy. Knight d2 with idea knight f3 and I somehow attack the queen and bishop g4, very good move. Don't allow white to attack the queen with knight f3. Queen c2. Unpin knight and maybe prepare to continue the development. Maybe somehow prepare bishop f5 after long castle, and then after that anyhow play knight f3. Maybe don't allow to trade bishop with knight f5. Maybe prepare long castle for the white also. Let's see. Long castle, knight f1. Simply need to continue development this bishop, and white cannot castle in short, so they need to manage bishop e3 and long castle. g6. This move don't allow white to trade pieces. Here black has advantages in their development, and they don't want to trade pieces. Even they want to trade these bishops from the positional understanding. Yes, they want to trade white square bishops because they pawns on the white squares, but because they have advantages in their development. Yes, they want to attack the king. They want to. They don't want to trade pieces, even if this trading is good for them. Okay. g6, but another option is knight e7, also don't allow bishop f5, but I think black already prepared something more powerful, but maybe like some idea to develop knight f6, knight e4. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it's possible. Or maybe knight e7, bishop f5 to trade these bishops. Let's see. Yes, knight e3, knight e7. Yeah, prepare f5 square. Maybe they want to play knight f5. Yes, that's good. That's good point. g6 is interesting move. Bishop f5. So as you see, black decided finally to trade their bishops. So as I said from the beginning, they even don't want to trade these pieces. But classically, yes, they want to trade exactly these pieces to. This bishop will watch these pawns. It's not active because of these pawns, and this bishop is easy can attack these pawns. Yeah, so basically in the exchange variation in French defense, we want to get it. We want to trade this bishop and save these bishops. We want to trade for the black white square bishops and save black square bishops. Knight g3, bishop d3, queen d3. And again here is important point, we need to occupy f line or e line because it's only open line. h6. Prophylactic move, h6. Don't usually it's not to allow to play bishop g5 or something like that. Maybe prepare yeah, let's see, f4. Wow, f4 weakened square e4 for the white, and is very dangerous move in case they cannot push f5 themselves. So it's white in big dangerous in this situation. f4 is very risky move, and I guess it's mistake, because black is better, so white needs to be more patient here, slowly trade the pieces, not to move f4. Queen g4, don't allow f5, and come back to d7. It's just simply to come back queen, because queen on king side don't do anything. h3, queen d7, rook f1 with the df5, but I don't think Alekhine will allow this to happen. h5 is a dh4, and knight can occupy f5 square forever. Knight g1. Yes, and now h4, and black occupy square. f5, and they can double their rooks. Knight f3. f6 don't allow knight e5, very simple. Knight h2, rook e8, and yes, that will be Alekhine gun. Rook e6, knight g4, rook e8. That is famous Alekhine gun. Rook e1, rook e7, prepare queen e8, and we have this classic battle with Alekhine gun, when two rooks and queen combine together on one line to attack opponent. King d1 to protect e line, queen e8. We will see today one more game when Alekhine created Alekhine gun. So that's very good video where we simultaneously can see two Alekhine guns. Queen f3, knight f5, with idea to attack from another side. Usually here is the principle of two weaknesses. One weakness is not enough. Sometimes even if we attack e line completely, yes, it will not be attack. One weakness opponent can protect, can defend, but two weaknesses, no. If black simultaneously start to attack from the queen side, they will be able to easy to win, because two weaknesses is not possible to protect. One weakness white can protect. b3, it already weaken the side, and queen side, and knight c4. So finally it's a tactic and combination from the white, from the black. After bc, the queen can go enter the queen side, bishop c1. Let us see after bc, queen a4, king c1. Knight, also knight, bishop a3, and rook b6 is common classic situation when a rook goes from the third or sixth line, like bc, queen e4, king c1, bishop a3, king b1, and rook b6. So good classic combination, because you need to know classic games, classic combinations. From that you can understand why modern chess is so crazy, why they move here or here, because they all already know classic. That's why they don't play yes, don't play classic games anymore, classic situations. Now, if you really understand classic games, you can understand modern chess also. Knight c4, bishop c1, how to continue attack for the black here. You can take a pause and find here how black can continue attack. Simply knight e3, enter to the if you double or triple on one line, you need to enter on the back rank or second rank or third rank. Very simple. Remember this. Queen b5, attack from another side. Restrict queen d3 or sometimes queen s6 or queen f5. Knight c1. And here should be winning combination. You can just simple winning after rook c3. Yeah? Rook c3, yes. So one advantage transformed to another. Black has active pieces, better development. They occupied E line, and now they transform their advantage to their material advantage. Rook e7, bishop e7, queen e1, king d7. That is already endgame. King should go to the center. e5, threatening queen e6, but I'm sure Alekhine saw this and prepared to answer rook e3, counter-attack in defense. To protect e6 square, they black attack, create a little tactic. Queen f2, g5, block the block counterplay. Rook e1, rook e4. If tried to please give me passed pawn. Rook e4, de, king d2, bishop f4, king c1, and white resign here without waiting for the opponent answer. Because I guess queen c6 and queen c1, yes. Okay, move quicker. I will not summarize this game because it's already past 1 hour. Okay, so we see the game of famous game, one more Alekhine. We saw that's game more interesting. Well, Alekhine played white, and you will see dangerous from the white side for the French defense. You need to know for the both sides. If you know what white wants well, you can defend. You can be better in defense. You can be better in destroying opponent's plans. Okay, e6, e4, d5, knight c3, bishop b4. That's winner variation. That's very sharp variation. I love to play it for the black. Another answer, knight f6, classic variation. e5, and Nimzovich plays c5. And after c5, there is dangerous like bishop d2, and all this idea with knight b5. Yes, it's not. It's okay also for the black. Yes, but I give you some tip. A very good tip is bishop d7, and you simply don't allow this variation. And why? Because after bishop d2, c5, knight b5, there will be move bishop b5, like takes, and bishop b5, and you just solve your problem in French defense. All the problems because you trade this bishop. If you trade this bishop, you solve all your problems. Yes. Okay. It's very important to remember you need to solve this problem with this bishop, and there is many games to do that, like bishop d7, bishop b5, b6, and bishop a6, or sometimes f6, bishop d7, bishop e8, bishop h5. Maybe today I will show you one game with this idea. So remember, this bishop is bad for the, of course, it looks to e6 pawn, yes. So you need to find a way to trade it, to activate it, and you will know how if you play French defense. c5, bishop d2 is quite dangerous variation from my view for the black. So I showed you just now how to avoid it. Knight e7, bishop knight b5, trade pieces, castle c3. So now white has square d6 and or square d4, and they trade black square bishops, so they simply have very good position. b6 with main idea bishop a6 and trade white square bishops, a very good idea. But f4 puts the pawns on the black squares when opponent have white square bishops, and also it's okay. When in close positions you can improve your positions, and after the develop pieces is okay. Often it's okay because in close positions opponent cannot checkmate you. So f4 is better. First f4 better, after that knight f3. You already put your pawn on f4 square. Then just knight f3. Bishop a6. Good idea to trade these bishops, but knight f3. Queen d7, put more pressure. a4. That is the problem. So black cannot trade these bishops now. Maybe they should play bishop b5 when they had this chance, and this position will be somehow okay. But yet white square bishop is very powerful, and all these attacks with bishop d3, maybe h4, h5, rook h3, rook g3 on simply castle, and yes, it seems very dangerous. And also attack with b4 for the white wall. Is this position is not really good, but let's see what happened. Knight c6, b4. Amazing move for the white. They don't allow counterplay with knight a5 for the black, knight a5 with idea knight b3, knight c4, and they also fixed white pawns on the white squares. And cb they can now attack on the b line. Bishop b7. Now bishop b5 is doesn't make sense because after ab black has weaknesses, a7 pawn, and they need to find a good place for their knight. So now already black cannot trade their bishop, and that is very bad situation for the black. They move bishop b7. Knight d6. Now white can move their knight to d6 because they don't trade their bishops now. f5. f5 is closing the game, and better to play f6 and look for the counterplay after f takes e, f takes c, and all that idea to sacrifice rook on f3. But don't close the game here because white has a lot of pressure on c line, or even attack on the king, and when we put on f5, play f5, we again this bishop again just worsen with all of that. a5. That's already seems like with straight a6, that's already too much for the black. Yeah, knight c8. Wow, they allowed c6, but after c6, knight a6, ab, knight e4, ba, knight d2, no, knight d2, queen a7. No. What happened after a6? Knight a6, ab, knight b7. Yeah, tactic in defense, very good. Knight b7, knight b7, a6, queen f7, bishop b5. Yeah, this bishop is very powerful because this pawn is on the white squares. Knight e7, castle. Prepare to put more pressure on the c line at 6, rook c1, rook c8, oh sorry, rook c2, double rooks on c line. Maybe should consider to double rooks, like rook a3, maybe, and after that rook c3. But okay, queen e8 under the pin. It's maybe there is no another way to protect position. That's why he moves here. Rook b8, queen e3. Maybe immediately rook c3, rook c2, queen c1 with Alekhine gun, but I guess Alekhine knows better. Rook c7, double rooks, rook c3, queen d7, rook c2, king f8, rook c8. So the same situation, bishop a4, and the same Alekhine gun, and white put a lot of pressure here and on the opponent. b5. No another way to save position against b5. b5, bishop b5, king e8, around to protect the c7 rook. So we need to pay respect to Nimzovich in this position. He is trying to save this position till the end. He found the way to protect his position more. h4. And that is amazing situation. That is Zugzwang with many pieces on the board. Whatever move black do, they will lose the game. That is an amazing rare situation, because usually Zugzwang something what will happen without any pieces, and especially in pawn endings. But here all the pieces on the board, two rooks, queen, and two knights, yes, and that is Zugzwang. h5, king h2, g6, and g3 emphasize Zugzwang. And Nimzovich resigning in this position, because any move will lose the game. If move rook, white cannot take on c6. If move knight, can take on c6. If move queen b5 and take on c7. If move king b5 and take on c7. Wow! An amazing classic game, and attack on the open line, and Zugzwang, and trading the bishops, right bishops, and saving right bishops. That's why we should learn classic games. Okay, and one more game I decided to show you from myself, just to show you beautiness on the beautiness of the French defense, and yes, e6, d4, d5, 92. One of the main moves. White can move here e5, 92, and c3. e5 also. Oh, 92 also very good move. Knight f6. There is another possibility for the black play c5, and always usually play with this related pawn after ed, knight f3. I played many games like this in my childhood, but knight f6 is sharper. Yes, and I like this variation more. e5, knight d7, bishop d3, c5. Main idea for the black is attack chain pawn, or pawn's chain of the white with c5, knight c6, queen b7, and f6 in French defense. c3, knight c6, knight e2. That is the way how white can protect d4 pawn more times. If they put knight to f3, they have only one defense on d4 square. But now they put one knight to e2, another knight to f3, and like this they can attack d4 pawn twice. cd, cd, f6. Yes, that is another common situation, another common exploit of chain structure. ef in this position. In this position, white cannot play f4 because it's dangerous for them. They open f line and diagonal. Oh, sorry. They cannot keep f4. Yes, here, because f line and diagonal s7 g1 will be dangerous for them. But another move need to know, knight f4, very important move. If you don't know it, you will lose the game very quick. But I will not show it all now, just briefly explain you. f4 is bad because takes, bishop e7. Oh, sorry, not takes, bishop e7. Sorry. Yes, maybe first queen b6, attack the pawn here, and after knight f3, takes, bishop b4, an example bishop d2 and castle. And here is a lot of threats like knight e5, knight d4, rook f3 for the black, and this position is amazing for the black. Yes, castle, and already there should be some tactic like rook f3 or knight e5. Yeah, an example knight e5, already win the pawn because of the pin. Yes, after bishop before knight f3, after knight e5, knight e5, bishop b4, rook f, knight e5, maybe knight e5, okay, yes, rook f8, bishop f8, yes, knight e5, bishop b4, just make sure I don't miscalculate, rook f1 if queen f1, knight d3, king winning fate, checkmate. That's how did I miscalculate here, yes, and white win. So be careful here. But in this position is not necessary to play this variation. Just yes, just calculate everything carefully, and you will find the best game. Like rook f3 is also powerful for the black, or this position like rook f3, knight d4. But make sure that is not takes and bishop e3. Yes, again, so just need to calculate only. I am sure this position is very good for the black, but sorry, give me this bishop b4, bishop d2, castle, and knight e5. Okay, let us find out something for the black here, simple and powerful. Maybe simple knight bishop d2, and then after that knight e5 or rook f3. White also has counterplay here. This position is not so simple, so we can analyze it maybe later, yes, because that is too long, but I felt like it's amazing position for the white, but for the black, but now I simply don't feel it so quick. But maybe can rook f3, because I also want to find a knight e5 here, not knight d4. Yes, I want to find out how to play. We straight knight f3. So if rook h3 or bishop h7, rook h3, king g8, there is nothing. Yes, nothing. So rook h3, knight d3, rook d3, e5 is 34. Is it enough? Knight d4 also not enough. e5 with 34 with straight bishop f5. If takes. It's very sharp, yes. Do you see? It's very sharp. e5, all the variations is very interesting. This is French defense. That's how it can exploit very quick. Example takes, first variations which come in my mind. It's very easy to check with the engine, but if we are using engine, we not really grow rook b3, and white is better. White will win this position. So be careful, yes, when you calculate variations, but remember ideas. Queen b6, knight f3. I suggested takes, bishop b4, and I see white is okay in these positions. Maybe bishop e7, takes, bishop, but it seems like so good. Bishop d2, castle. No 95, no exploiter at 95 and castle. Castle, and nothing for the black here. Castle. Okay, so maybe simply to play here queen b6, yes, and if there is no winning, immediate winning, so just simply can play bishop e7 with knight f3, bishop e7 with very good game. Like after castle, there is always threat to takes and knight e5. Maybe not right now, but king h1. Or some will sacrifice rook on f3. Takes, rook f3. Not right here also, rook f3, knight d4, knight d4, queen d4, bishop h7. It's interesting, yes. So if you want, write in the comment. I won't continue with this video. Yes, if you want, you can ask me in the comment, and I will I will discover these variations deeper. But e4 is not the move for the not the move for the white. We can punish it with the black, I'm sure, because it's not my line. Yes, but if you need this line, you can calculate yourself by yourself, analyze by yourself. After that, analyze with the engine, or you can ask me, and we will consider this game more. EF is main line. Continue to watch this amazing game. Knight f6. I hope. Oh, sorry. Again, needs to get castle, bishop d6, knight f3, castle, bishop g5. Main line is bishop f4, bishop f4, bishop f4, knight f4, knight e4, and yeah, all that ideas with sacrificing rook on f3, bishop d7. That is a solution for the black in this position. They play bishop d7, bishop e8, and bishop h5. They need to solve problem with weak bishop. Also, if we can move bishop to h5, we can attack pin here, or just straight here, and we can remove one defender from d4 pawn. Bishop h4, logical move, but not the best. White wants to trade their bishop. That's good, but they forget black also want to move their bishop to h5. Queen b1 with attacking h7 pawn, and maybe prepare queen g5. I decided to move queen c7 with idea bishop f6, gf, and protect h7 pawn. That's a good idea, and somehow attack h2 pawn also. But after in the game, I understand it's better to play bishop b6, and we don't care about this. Yes, just merely king h8, and we continue our attack. So it's very dangerous. An example, if bishop d3, black already can sacrifice a rook, like bishop f3 and knight d4 with straight knight f3 and knight d2. If trade then bishops, black attack is very powerful, queen f4, queen h4. So sacrificing rook on f3, yes, is a main idea in these positions. Rook f3, knight d4. Remember this. For the black, they need to play sacrifice their quantity or quality. Yes, queen c7 I played. Queen b6 was better even. Bishop g3 manifests the idea. Bishop h5. Black also manifests the idea. Knight g5. with maybe with ideas to attack, but this I guess it's miscalculation because it's a rapid game. Bishop d3, hc, and knight d4. Nothing for the white here to attack. Bishop d3, h6, knight h3. Want to jump to f4, don't allow e5. So black already have winning position, but this is amazing game. Continue. Queen b6, attack b pawn and protect d square. Prepare e4, rook c8, attack c line. Prepare e4, g4 is a bad move, but what to do? They want to somehow make position sharper. Attack with g5 because that is losing position. e4, bishop b1, and you can take a pass and find the best move for the black here. Okay, I hope you found move for rook c1. If queen c1, knight e2, fork, queen d2, rook f1, king f1, knight g2. We stress e3 and yes, king g1. And you can find the move here for the black. How do you continue attack? Here is many ways, but I continued to attack by beautiful way. Rook f3, gf, knight f3, and I have threat rook h3, bishop c2, and of course rook h3. Yes, with idea after knight f3, gh, but white decided to counterattack rook d1, and now under attack rook and the knight. And how do you continue to attack here for the black? The pieces is hanging. What is your move? Take a pause. Queen c7, also double attack with idea attacking h2 square and attacking c2 bishop. Queen d4 and take a pause and find the final move for the black. I hope you easily could find the move rook h1, king h1, and queen h2 checkmate. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more videos about classic games, about French defense, so subscribe on my channel and ask in comments which videos you want to see more. Thank you everyone for your growing in chess, and I hope you could enjoy as me. Bye bye. See you next day.